I mean, the real story, if you want to talk about the actual basketball game itself, is Carolina had an iron five, right? These 5 starters. And they were playing a up-tempo game, which is what Roy Williams, the primary, secondary break.
That's the Carolina
way.
basketball.
But we're playing Kansas, who wants to run, and our team has 5 guys. We have no depth. We have one, our best player.
It's also the Kansas way, as it turns out.
Exactly. It turns out the Kansas way. And, Armando Bacot, I just want to take this moment in time. I mean, he goes out of this game, he's hurt, and I hope he's going to get it together and be okay. But the fact that the guy refused to not, he refused to quit. He refused to sit down. Early in the game, they put Puff Johnson in because the guy couldn't run back. You know what I mean? And when you see something like that, it reminded me of
Puff Johnson threw up, dude. It reminds. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, it's just like Puff Johnson. There's so many moments in this game where you're like, this is you're 6 deep. This is the time where you say, hey, we had a great first half. Things were looking well, but we don't have the horses here to get this thing done. And Puff Johnson said no. And, Hubert Davis was doing his best to try to sub guys out when, they were in foul trouble and things like that. And Bacot, the last thing that we see him do on a basketball court tonight is give it his all until he literally collapsed on the floor and had to be taken out of the game. I mean, what else can you ask of this group? And I know that the haters, I know that the Duke fans at home that have been crying since Saturday, they're having a great time tonight. I'm sure the State fans who haven't won anything ever in their lives, since they were born, I'm sure they're having a great time. And congratulations, you fellas did it. You had nothing to do with it, but congratulations. But to be in the arena and to be a part of that, you have to give, we joke about tipping the cap. I tip my cap to Armando Bacot forever. If I ever see that man ever in the streets at any point in time, I'm going to give him the biggest bear hug because he fought and he clawed. And yes, it was not enough at the end of the day when you look at the scoreboard, but you can never leave that game and not have some sort of sense of pride. And that's what Carolina represents to me, those guys.
Well, I think my role in our operation, I think what a lot of people watching and listening want.
I'm sorry, State fans, that was me.
What a lot of people want from me is to rub it in your face that North Carolina choked away the biggest halftime lead in the history of the national championship game. Or it wasn't the biggest halftime. It was the biggest. Was it the biggest halftime? They were down. They were up 16 at one point.
I think it was the biggest lead.
I would love to do that. I really would. Every part of every instinct inside me is I should be cackling a little bit. I should be oh man, sorry, Tate.
But I'm gonna show it to Rob on Fox if you do.
Yeah, no. But honestly, this is true. I my genuine that this team has won me over. This North Carolina team to where even. Our part of it, I will troll you for this probably this summer. I'll probably text you, you'll send me something and I'll respond and be like, this reminds me when Carolina choked, whatever. But as I sit here in the seat, I can't make the jokes I want to make because when you're in that arena and you're watching, I think RJ Davis was the only Tar Heel that didn't limp or throw up or get concussed or and he might have and I missed it. I don't know. But every time I looked up, Brady Manek's rubbing his eyes, he's like, damn dude, I just got hit in that face. And then Puff Johnson was literally puking on the floor. Bacot rolled his ankle. Caleb Love rolled his ankle. And at a certain point it won me over as a neutral. I mean, obviously, I was wearing a Carolina jersey, and it helps that I'm in the Carolina section and everyone's
with my mom next to you.
Yeah, we can talk about that in a second. But no, man, honestly, as a neutral fan, that team won me over, and I do appreciate your perspective on it because that's how you have to be if you're a Carolina fan. Which is, it's I mean, how can you be disappointed in this? And it's not even. The other thing I think is
you can be hurt, but you can't leave that game and say Carolina choked or they didn't put it all on the line. These guys
choked. They ran out of gas.
They ran out of gas.
Sort of.
And they gave it the guy could not walk off the court. Our best player could not walk off the court.
Exactly. And
I want to. What else can he do?
Which is when the second half started and Kansas was chipping away.
They threw a lob on the first play, and that was the beginning.
I wasn't 100% sad about it because as a neutral fan, I was like, this would be. I want to see a good game. So I'm glad this isn't going to be a Carolina 30-point win. I'm glad Kansas had some fight. And then they took the lead, and I was like, oh boy, wouldn't this be funny to see Tate crying later? That's where my mind goes because I'm an asshole. But honestly, like when the clock hit 0, I was just like, dude, I've never seen fight in a team like that. Like my respect for all those guys. They are legends. As you said, if you see Baycott, we need to repurpose the phrase "it's on site" because every time you say that, it means you're gonna fight someone.
Fight someone.
What if it's the difference? Like if I see Baycott, it's on site. I'm gonna buy a
hug
beer.
that man. Hug that man.
Just on site.
Tell that man alone.
So I have respect for Carolina too.
Of course. And look, I saw a lot of people saying, you know, why didn't Coach Davis call a timeout? Why didn't he do this? Why didn't he do that? And you know what's so funny about that is that when Roy Williams retired April 1st of last year, like you said, we were in the forest, and me personally, I was totally in the forest. You know, I've been stressed, I've been getting fat, I've been all like, I'm all fucked up. You know what I mean? Sorry for the people at home. You know, like I didn't know what the next, you know, I didn't know what was ahead, right? And the fact that I get to watch Carolina in a national championship game and hear Carolina fans complain about the coach not calling a timeout, I feel like I'm watching Coach Roy Williams and Coach T. Smith again. You know what I mean? Like it was like as stupid as that sounds. You know what I mean? It did feel like a little bit like I understand this. I know this. Yeah. This is familiar. And yes, it did not end the way that the fairy tale would have written it, but like. I mean, Jesus, man. What happened in Cameron Indoor, what happened on Saturday night, what happened on the run up to this, and I saw a lot of people talking about this team being choke artists. Like, hello, these guys are up 26 points against Baylor, 27 points against Baylor, and they choked that game away. And guess what they did? Yeah. Until they didn't. You know what I mean? Like, there was already a game against a Big 12 championship level team that they have already had this exact same situation with. And the last time they went to overtime and they got it done. And tonight they had a shot to send it to overtime where who knows, the same thing could have played out and they got it done. Yeah. It just didn't go in. And to me, like, there's a certain level of peace that comes with that because, man, you throw all the punches you can throw. And at the end of the day, if you get knocked out, you get up and you shake someone's hand and you say, you're the better fighter on this day. And congratulations to the Jayhawks.
Hey there. Thanks for watching Titus and Tate. For the full friend of the program experience, subscribe right below and come join us for all things college basketball. The action is heating up. Come join Titus and Tate.